POS show yo. Yo, it's POS with Pat and Bobby. News so wild it's never sloppy. Talk the truth, don't make it snobby. Who's the POS? We getting choppy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody, or nobody, or whatever's happening. What's going on, Bobby? You doing?
I'm just getting choppy.
Tomahawk? Oh,
getting
Tomahawk
choppy.
chop.
Yeah.
Well, we just got canceled by canceled people.
Yeah. Well, I have vaccines, so bring it on, pussies.
That's the original canceling, I really feel like, is Native Americans.
That or Atlantis. I've been thinking a lot about this. Is that what happened? Was it just a bunch of cool people who like to say funny things, and they're like, oh, we got to get rid of all these people? And that's why, like, technology was great. There weren't really any issues because you were just allowed to joke about your issues, and everything wasn't red flags and this and that. And that's why Atlantis had to go away.
I kind of like your take on canceling there by you saying cancel people, or people are just saying shit that's too cool. I mean, some of them, but not all of it is cool. But I know what you mean. But like, they might have been saying like, I don't know, controversial might be the better term than cool. Because Michael Richards got canceled for a while, and I'm like, you know what? That was fair. I don't know if it was funny, it was crazy, it was controversial. But I don't know. I throw sunglasses on him and call him cool.
Hey, you jukebox, you're acting like a real beep.
Yeah, it's a correct the N-word. Hey. Yeah, but I like that. But yeah, Native Americans were the first ones that we were like, they were just existing, and someone's like, nah. How do we get rid of this? Do we let other people know? What we do is we make them seem so fucked up. We say they're savages, even though we murder them. We say they're rapists, but we rape them. You know, we say that they're sick and gross because we gave them smallpox. It's kind of like now it's like you're flagging people and you're doxing them and you're saying it's because they did this and this, but you're being just as evil.
That very, very true. Now, I like to think of the Native American. You ever play chess?
Yes.
Like online or like on a clock?
No, but I've only played with people, but I like to play.
Okay, so when you play online, like you could do a set time, so you each have 5 minutes to make your moves, and like when the clock runs when it's your turn, and if you run out of time, the game ends. And a lot of times you'll get in a very good game, and you'll beat the other person on time, or they'll beat you, and you're like, "Fuck, I really just wanted to play this out." And I really think that's what we were going for here in America versus the Indians. And then the fucking smallpox just wiped them out. It was like, no, we wanted this really fun fight.
Oh, I don't think so. I think they know that if they went long game, they're fucked because they don't know the terrain. I think they thought they had to come in early. You had to either knock them out in the early rounds or they were going to last and fuck us up.
You know, by the same metaphor.
It was like fighting Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean?
Like, good point. If you go the distance, you're going to lose. You got to get them early.
You're definitely going to lose.
But
if you go in early and you surprise them, you have a chance.
And maybe by that metaphor, it's a guy you didn't think you were going to beat, but you got lucky because he ran out of time. And you're like, oh, well, we didn't have to find out. So.
Yeah, like Floyd Gayfeather would be the Indian's name.
Oh, boy. I know the disease he's spreading.
Me have AIDS and how?
Oh, that's what make Red Man red.
Can I start off with a hot take?
Sure. Hotter than my cool people on the canceled island of Atlantis take?
Weirdly enough, kind of on the same page. So, yeah. So, yes. I you know what? I'll agree with you. Canceled people are just too cool. Like, that's hot take number one.
I'm just saying, you don't see Lesbos doing a lot. Go ahead, Pat.
Oh, but there are some cool Lesbos. But they're porn Lesbos, and they aren't allowed into the other Lesbos circle.
Oh, I meant the island of Lesbos, which we discovered.
Lesbos. I thought.
Yeah, no. I wasn't shit on lesbian. No. My favorite, especially the porn ones that they don't let in.
By the way, the island of lesbian would be so categorized and so like just everything's in order, but it would also just stink.
They're the best softball team, though.
They are, except for that one day where all their pussies are synced into the moon, and they're just synced in there. It's awful. It's like, the moon sinking pussies.
Do not go to Lesbos on the end of the month.
No.
What? Trust me, do not go to that island. That's actually where the name came from, believe it or not.
Yeah, Lesbos.
Les
is French for the, and BNs is fuck these bitches. That's what it stands for. Okay. Have you ever worked a job? It doesn't matter what kind of job, retail, factory, office, where there was a diverse group of people. I mean, in my diverse, I mostly mean white and black. We can sprinkle in your Puerto Ricans and such, but mostly white and black people, a healthy amount.
Yeah. Dick's Sporting Goods was very much that way.
Okay. What I have learned in my 49 years, with this new job I have too, I've really taken into consideration. Always when you're a white person, befriend the black people and be leery of the white people. That's my hot take, because here's why. Both will talk shit about you to other people. That's just natural at any job. But white people will talk shit about you and then not do it in front of your face and do it to try to get you fired. Black people will never fuck with your money. They just don't want you fucking with theirs. So if you're friends with them, you can joke and chat and whatever, but they'll have your back too. But like when someone else is talking shit, like, nah, don't fuck with his shit. Don't get him fired. You know what I mean? White people are like,
absolutely.
We need to get him out of here. This guy It's not happening to me now, but I'm watching it happen with other people. But any job I've ever taken, I've always had that advice. My close friends already a month into a job are the black people at the job.
1 million%.
It's natural anyway how we joke around, but it's a great way to make sure that they've got your back. We'll talk shit and we won't help out people who won't help us out. As a black man now. At this job, I'm a black man.
I've seen your poster at comics.
I'm black as fuck. I'm doing February. So when we're as a black people, I don't like it when white folks be snitching. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. So I think at jobs you should always befriend black people and then be leery of the whites.
I don't dispute you at all. One point I think you were implying but didn't actually quite get to was just black people will make fun of you to your face. So if there's a problem, you know what to correct. Like
well,
if
that's like me.
Yeah, like you are, like you said, I know you.
I'm black.
At that job and in most of the how you behave.
I'm pretty fucking black. I do black audience. I crush in black rooms.
I mean, some people might point out that you're Irish heritage and like we're treated kind of the similar way. Like, yeah, it's more of a socioeconomic thing. That's what we've made in the United States is everybody's made.
I'm literally doing a bit about that right now.
Oh, very nice.
Not right now in this moment.
I was like, my bad. I didn't mean
it's going to be on the album. I'm doing a bit about Irish people and black people being treated the same when they first came over here.
Absolutely. And if you ask the KKK, they don't like either.
I've never asked them as a group. That'd be weird. Like, hello, KKK. And they're like, hello. You look like us. I'm like, wait, there's more. I'm black.
They took my baby away. That's all I know about them. What's up, Jim? Welcome aboard.
Yeah, black. I'll even go further more than what you said. Black people will talk shit to your face too. But when someone says like, oh, you're talking about this person, they're like, yeah, I'll tell them. I just ain't seen them yet. And then when they walk in, they'll be like, yo, Fred, you gay. And he's like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then they can still be chill with them a second later, though. Like, white people shit is like when they're there and they're working and then they get mad, they keep this. It's not even beef, it's just grudge. They hold it and then they act like phony. And it's like, I'd rather you just say, I don't fuck with you, but I got to get my job done and I need you to get my job done. So we'll do this, but they don't joke with me. We're never going to be cool if they're mad at you, but we'll get our shit done. White people actually like hurt the job. Like, I'm not going in there if that person's in there, and I'm not dealing with that. And it's like, fuck you. Here's the problem. You're the only one out loud saying shit, and if I'm continuing to work in a scenario, this didn't happen to me. I'm just noticing this happen today and with other people, and I'm watching it, and then the person that thinks they're being like, the one that's going to get someone else in trouble, they're the one who's getting brought into the office and talked to my management because they're stopping work.
They're like, well, no,
they were doing this. Yeah, but you're the only one like a baby right now. They're still working.
1 million.
So, yeah, I'm black. That's a hot take.
Welcome aboard, Lucas. That isn't not. I don't even think that's that hot of a take, to be honest with you.
That I'm black?
No, I think I could think you could pull that off. If this was
I
the
know some-
90s and you were in the NBA, everybody get up. It's time to slam now.
But I do know some people that did date me in the past that would be very upset to find this out. They're like, oh, no, I had a good streak going.
Ruined. Oh, man.
Hey, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet to go see us at Mohegan Sun at Comics Roadhouse the 8th, 9th, and 10th, get your tickets, man. They're starting to move a little bit. I think. I have no idea. I'm lying. I don't know. But there's one show Friday, one show Thursday, one show Friday, 2 shows Saturday. We're recording them. It's my special, but Bobby's also performing, so you get to see him as well. You get to hang with us if you'd like to. Thursday and Friday, easier hang if you want to come hang out after the shows. Saturday will be a lot of running around because there's 2 shows and then much shit going on, not a lot of family there and stuff. But yeah, come to any of the shows. They're all being recorded. And not only are we recording them, but like, you know, you might be like, well, you're only going to use one of them. Yeah, for most part. But like, we're definitely going to take clips. I do a lot of crowd work. So I would like to take clips of all the shows and make like a best of crowd work. I think that's the best way to lead in this shit is to fucking, instead of putting out the video stuff, I mean, we're just thinking out loud, but like, instead of putting out video of the actual jokes that are out to tease it, I'd rather put like different things of the crowd work from different shows I do. Because I'm going to do different crowds. I'll do different crowd work. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely. We were just putting an album together, and like this sampling size is a minute, and most jokes are a minute and a half. So you pretty much hear the setup, but you wouldn't hear the punchline if you don't go in and fix it. So the fact that you'll have crowd work and stuff in there to use as promo is gravy. I think we'll have stuff from every show. I think we'll have, as long as the audience is a similar size, like whatever works best, we'll put together.
There'll be the size of crowd we had for the recording last year. I would think that's going to be our smallest audience.
Well, then I think we'll be perfect.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think we did about 80 something people for that show, and I would think we'll have 1 or 2 hundreds, and then we'll have, you know, a couple of 80s. Maybe 60 to 80s. I mean, Thursday's a little goofy, who knows? But we should do all right. It is August, but whatever. But we want you to pack it out, come on out. So please grab your tickets. I see the thing up there. So you want to lead off with your deal now?
I just had it ready to go because you were plugging the album, and I figured I'd be productive.
Boom.
So this story, admittedly, I took from Alex Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex Jones. This is breaking news that you won't hear anywhere else. We're talking about the new legislation being pushed by Senators Susan Collins, Sherrod Brown, Joe Manchin, and Rick Scott, the All-American Flag Act. Have you heard about that at all, Pat?
No.
I just didn't know if right away Alex Jones was a liar and this was news you'd hear elsewhere. Now, on the surface, this seems like a patriotic move. So basically, what this bill is these 4 came together and proposed the bill for Congress that any American flag sold in the United States has to be made in the United States. Because right now, the majority of American flags are made in China. And I just think that is hilarious. Let me find some statistics here.
I bet you they're better made than the ones in America.
The U.S. imported $4.4 million worth of American flags, with $4 million going directly to China. Now, I know what you're saying, Pat. I get that. But let me propose it, or let me phrase it kind of like this. So who is the piece of shit in the story? Is it anyone who's mad that we're importing flags from China? We import everything else from there. Why would we assume that flags are any different? The laws in America have been set in such a way that tariffs aren't high enough to get people for importing goods to make it profitable to buy things here, right? We've done that. If you really want to do something patriotic, raise some goddamn tariffs. Is it anyone who bought a flag from China? Like, I don't know if you know this, guys. They're kind of the enemy right now. Like, it used to be the USSR. They're kind of pretending it's the USSR because of the whole thing in the Ukraine, but it's still their number one enemy. They just beat us at women's volleyball in the Olympics. If there's anyone we should dislike, it's China.
Who gives a fuck?
I give a fuck, Pat. Beat them at everything. That's how we won the Cold War. Mike Ruzioni.
We didn't do shit. Some fucking idiots lost. I didn't fucking. I'm not involved in volleyball ever.
No, I get it, but like Mike Ruzioni scored that goal and won the Cold War. You remember that? You were alive for that in the 80s.
I was alive. You weren't even alive. You bring it up more than anybody. You weren't even alive.
I saw him speak.
I don't remember that. I was 10. I didn't give a fuck.
I saw him speak. I brought my dad. It was the one time he turned and said, "I love you" to me. So it holds a moment in my heart.
That goalie did?
Mike Eruzione. No, my dad said it because I brought him to watch
Oh, I was
Eruzione
like,
speak.
he just turns and goes, "I love you, Bob." You're like, "What the fuck is this?" I mean,
Jimmy Craig? I also wouldn't take the test, Jimmy, and I cite you way too often in life. So is it those people? Is it these senators who are clearly just doing this as a publicity stunt? Like, it'd be hilarious if it was the what's it called? The cunts, the four women who say bleed at the same time and yell stupid things. What's their name? The squad? Squawk?
Squad.
Yeah, it's like AOC, the Ilya and Omar who had sex with her brother and then said some people did some stuff about 9/11.
I don't know this group.
Yeah, they're like four women who pretend they're like the mean girls of the House of Representatives. It's the most disgusting thing in the world. You shouldn't agree with anybody that much politically. So is it them? Like if they had come forward with the bill, then you go, okay, this actually is like a truly American thing, but it's just four people synonymous with being the conservative core. Who's your piece of shit in this story? Pat.
First of all, if you're gonna give them a group name and call them a terrible word, you have to make it an acronym so you can say it and be okay. It's like the controversial, united, nagging tit havers. That could be them.
Well, you've got AOC, so C, Omar, Ilian. Nope, no ends.
Well, not with their name. I meant like I just did.
No, you
the
did a
C
very
word
good
for you.
one. I was trying to help.
Show me an adult where you touched. I don't know. I hate the comments. What am I gonna say? I think first of all, I don't care where flags are made. I would never care where flags are made. I don't care where my clothes are made. I've never looked to see where my clothes are made. I don't give a shit. If I buy it in a store, I'm buying it in a store in America. I did my job. If that store wants to buy something from somewhere else, that's their fucking business, and I can't stop them from doing that. I'm not going to run around looking for just American made stores. Secondly, I have no beef with China whatsoever. I've never been. I've never met anybody literally who lived in China. I don't give a fuck. They are the enemies of people that are higher up that do shit that don't affect me. If Trump's president, if Biden's president, if the Congress is mad, if the Supreme Court's fucking ladies and fat, I still pay rent and I still owe a lot of money for shit. I don't give a fuck. I just do me, baby girl. I don't give a fuck. But I don't buy flags. I just don't. I'm not gonna wave a flag. I'm not gonna hang a flag. I'm not doing flag. I don't give a fuck about flags. So to me, it's the people that are mad about where flags come from. Anyone say it's from China, whatever. If China's making flags that are ours and then sending them over, and we're letting them come into the country, then we're the pieces of shit. You know what I mean? We should be like, no, that's our fucking flag. Don't make our shit. If somebody went to China and made an album of all my jokes and then sent it over here, I'd be like, no, fuck off. And I would do everything I could to go, those are my jokes. Why are you doing my jokes? Like, oh yeah, you're not making them as fast as I am. I'm making them quicker, and I'm doing it with the Chinese voice you like to do. Why? They're making our flag. You want to beat them at their game? Let's make their fucking flag and send it over there. And every time they send us one, we do it like that joke Brian Regan had when the truck of logs is going this way on the highway. The truck of logs is going that way. It's like, wait, you had logs? And they're like, wait, why are you sending us flags? You have flags? We'll just send, every time they give us flags in the mail, we send them back their flag. And they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, there you go. Made in USA.
I like the flag for flag idea. One point I would make just in that regard is I have met two people in my life from China. One's name was Ethan. That wasn't his real name. That was his American name. I met him.
It was Ethan.
He was a junior at Penn State when I met him, and he joined our fraternity. He had a 4.0 when he joined. He had a 4.0 when he left, but his parents were mad because he played too many video games because the house had too good Wi-Fi. So they beat him and made him drop out of Penn State. The other kid I knew was in my graphic design class at Penn State Harrisburg, which I took just to learn Adobe a little bit. And guess what? Same situation. His parents found out he was taking a graphic design class, beat him, and then took him out of that school. So I do think China might not be the coolest place in the world, but you're absolutely right. If you're buying an American flag because you want to do something patriotic and you go to an American store, you assume that the person who's bought it has done their part. Like, I have no issue with if they want to import it, maybe put a sticker on it like this was imported from China. or something.
A lot of
people
them
know.
do say a thing like made in Taiwan. There's shit there if you want to look for it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like make it big and bold, but because it is our flag. Normally, I don't really give a shit. Like, let's come up with laws that help make it profitable to happen here, but we won't do that. So, whatever. But when it comes to the American flag, and I get it, you're not a flag guy. A lot of people aren't. I don't have an issue if you aren't. But for me, I think if you're doing something that people who want to do something, that would be like, you know what I mean? It should just be made here. That's on.
I
That's my
get it.
opinion.
If that's you, that's you. But I don't care about. So many people are just like fake patriots. You know what I mean? Especially podcasters. We know there's people that are just like, well, my comedy career wasn't working, so if I just lean super hard into saying I love America, but I just love the conservative side or the ones that have more money, so they give me things so I can move up, so that way when Anthony Cumia fires me, I can get to do shit on my own pretty well. And anyway, just be like pretend I'm American. But in reality, they were just literally doing comedy shows with me at Greenwich Village 10 years ago with me and Aaron Berg's wife and failing miserably. But anyway, so what I'm saying is like fake patriotism is fucking bullshit to me. So I think most people that buy flags, most people, like 85% of people are flying it to say, look at me, I'm patriotic, but they're not. They just want to say that. And your other point, when people, if you did take a sign that said made in Taiwan or made in China and you put it boldly, like you're saying, then people would feel like they were being watched and judged if they do buy it. So I can't see a store doing that because the store still wants to make a profit. Unfortunately, the store is probably getting the one from China cheaper to sell than they are from their own country, which is bullshit. You would think that if you want real patriotism, that what America would do is the same way they do print money, we would print flags. The way they used to send a phone book and shit like that. Every household gets a flag. Once every couple of years, we send you a new flag. And then, like, if you have a printer and you know you get like the ink cartridges and you have that deal with HP, whatever, where you can like send it back and they'll send you a new one. You send them back your old flag and it's tattered and they take care of it, so there's no burning or whatever. You send it back in. Yeah, okay, it might cost some money, but you're united, we're patriots, all that stuff like that, and everyone's got their flag. And if you're not hanging the flag, then you go, okay, that's somebody I don't trust, and that starts fucking good fights. So let's do that.
I don't know how strong the congressional district you're living in is, but if you run on that platform and we get the message out there, you'll waltz into the house. People will be like, he's going to build a flag factory here, and you could say, fuck yeah, I'm in. No, I get it 1,000,000%.
And we make the immigrants who want to be here work there for 1 year before they get citizenship. So they have to work in the flag factory. We put them up, like, I wouldn't call it a camp, but it's like it's a living area where we know where they are. But then once and they also get funds put in. So when they're all done for the year and earn their shit, then there's enough money put into a thing where they go on. So we're not spending tons of money making the flags, but we're getting something out because we're teaching them how to work and learn our language and all these things. And then they can go out into the community and work and they get a flag.
Oh, absolutely. And with all the processing time it takes for these people claiming to be refugees, it gives you a year to do all the background checks you need to, or you keep them in one area and keep an eye on them. I think we have just solved the first problem of this, Pat.
What's the first problem?
Of fixing America. Step one, immigration problem solved. You have to work at the flag factory for a year. We get to do our background checks. Boom, bada bing, bada boom.
This is how I solve abortion. You take all the people that want to have babies and you put them in a factory for 1 year. No.
I also think, why not? I also think you nailed it with stores, right? They're getting their flags from China because they need to turn a profit and the flags are cheaper. But we put the big stickers on it and then they sell for $50 a person. That they call you when someone's flying a Chinese flag and you wait for them in the parking lot and you get to fight them.
Or we're allowed to write the word Chinese on the flag. Because someone's like, I'm not sure what that flag is, but it says Chinese on it. You're like, that's a Chinese flag.
Oh, I like that. Then we really get them.
Or what is the Japanese flag is that red dot. What's the Chinese flag?
The red with the hammer and sickle, or yellow is sickle and
I thought that was CCCP or the Russia.
No, CCCP. That's CCP. Russia is red, white, and blue, but it's like stripey weird.
No, but they also had the communism flag was that when I was growing up, that was like Nikolai Volkov. We walk out with that one with a sickle on it and shit. That wasn't Russia. That's just communism.
I screwed up. It's a red flag. There's a star in the corner.
Yeah, it's a little different. The sickle is the USSR.
Yeah, no, I was so way off by saying the CCP operates under the communism flag.
No, you weren't, but their flags are different, obviously.
No, absolutely.
So that one maybe when they take the red flag with the fucking whatever it was, a star on it, and then write the word food underneath, so people go, "Oh, they just like Chinese food."
Oh, then you get out of it pretty easy.
Yeah, because it's like, whoa, I like that too. I have to salute that.
I like mine American made.
Yeah.
Like when
You
I go
start
to the
crying
Chinese.
and holding your hand over your heart while eating a crab rangoon, that's fine.
Oh, say.
Okay, so say, can you China see?
So I do have to give a brief update while you pull up your story. So I was given a little bit of a hard time to Brody from the American gymnastics team because he broke his knee and then came back and competed. I was like, he didn't do great. So they had the finals right before or right after we went on yesterday, and I believe he won. Or he did 2 big routines that helped them get bronze.
Oh,
So
I
that's
thought you knew and we're just being a dip because that was actually on during the day and they played it again last night.
No, I didn't. So that's on me.
Because me and dementia patients watch that happen. Like, this is
Okay.
the greatest performance of all time. All right, you like shady shit from your fast food places?
I hate when they spit on my onion rings.
Well, I would rather that than this. Video of McDonald's employee allegedly pouring expired milk into shake machine revolts customers. Trying to kill someone, someone said. Written by Eleanor Catalaris from the group called Kids Spot, which I don't like that. I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
I don't like
McDonald's customers have been left disgusted after seeing an employee allegedly dumping expired milk into one of the milkshake machines. TikTok user, whatever, so-and-so, posted the video last week showing themselves allegedly pouring a milk into the vat of the machine. Wait, it's their own video. Why would they take a video of themselves pouring expired milk into them? Jesus Christ. The staff member claimed that their general manager instructed them to use the expired daily product, which looked noticeably chunky to save money. Okay, so he was doing it to go, look what they're making me do, which is even more. We just talked about this. I'll guarantee you this guy is white. This is white people. Because a black guy would have gone, I ain't doing that shit, and it would have put it down. You pour that chunky shit in there. A white guy's like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm going to prove it's not me, chop.
You call HR and get their asses to tell me to do this.
And then the other guy comes in and goes, oh, I not do this at all. There's no way. We go profit on chunky milkshake. You a chunky milkshake. That's what they call fat white women. Chunky milkshake.
Rangoonies Never Die made me laugh pretty hard, Jim. Just throwing shout out.
The revolting cost-cutting method. POV, when your GM tells you the expired milk in the milkshake machine, the text order clipped red. Okay. The employee said in the caption that his manager had told him to do this to try and save money, but he actually thinks he's trying to kill somebody. And I see a little video. It does look like chunky expired milk going in, but whatever. Chunks of coagulated milk, I hate that word, that looks similar to cottage cheese are then squeezed out of a plastic bottle into the machine. It's enough to put you off buying a thick shake ever again. And the comment section reflected the sentiment. Why did you do it? This is actually insane, said one person. I don't care about the comments. Okay, comments. Then users who claim to work at McDonald's entered the chat with varying opinions. I've been working at McDonald's for almost 3 years. I didn't know about this until my manager told me a while ago. They do this so they are not wasting the product and money. I'm not going to jump. I don't want to jump in too much before the article, but there's a lot of shit that goes into milkshakes besides milk. And I'm not saying it's right, but all that shit probably just defeats. In the process, probably doesn't hurt a sour milk. It hurts to drink like that, but in the freezing process, in the combining with other fucking additives and shit, it probably isn't bad for you, but it still is gross to know. I've been working at McDonald's. Okay, that's the same person. We do that, but not when they're bad, just like the day of. Then we clean them out the same night and it never goes bad. Just nothing gets wasted. I mean, well, that makes sense, but still. Someone then admitted that they worked. Oh my God, the whole article just moved. God damn it. Someone just admitted that they worked at Subway and their general manager once fished out expired food from the dumpster after a food inspector made them throw it out. Okay, that's not even part of this thing. I won't eat McDonald's ice cream anymore because when I worked at McDonald's, the machine only got cleaned once every 3 months. The GM would reset the timer and tell you to clean it. Who is the piece of shit of this story? Is it the manager who made a guy pour expired milk into the milkshake machine? Is it the employee who took a videotape and put it up there? Oh, I'm guessing he's no longer an employee. Either way, even if this is wrong and bad, that's grounds for firing. You're trying to make your whole business look bad. They will let you go for a lot of, maybe not even having your phone out. It doesn't matter what it is. They can keep him, but it's not, if he stays in his job, he's not going to be a happy camper at that job. Is it the people that are like, I'm disgusted, this is terrible, I would never do that? You all do nasty shit in your house. You all smell the cold cuts through 5 days after you bought them and then still put it on your kid's sandwich. Shut the fuck up. Everybody does weird shit sometimes when food is near the end. So don't be acting like you don't do shit. You're the same assholes who get mad when there's not a lemon wedge in your water at a restaurant, but you ain't never put lemon in your water at home. Shut the fuck up about your fucking bougie ass self. Is it the person that said, oh, they made it for 3 months, they wouldn't clean out the machine? You work there, asshole. If I work somewhere, even if the general manager hasn't told me to clean it and I see it's gross after a week, I clean it. So for you to sit there for 3 months, you're also part of the problem. Saying that I'm not doing it because the general manager didn't say to. Well, then shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? This is very easily stopped. If I'm the guy and my manager says, hey, pour the sour milk into that thing, I'll be like, I'm uncomfortable doing that. I'm afraid someone can get hurt. Either prove to me that this is safe and legal, because I don't want any part of the lawsuit if somebody finds out. Or I'm not doing it. And if they say, oh, we're going to fire you, okay, great. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Because my lawyer is going to talk to you guys about how you're going to fire me because I won't pour expired milk into a machine and serve it to customers. So what are we going to do? Make a video? Grow up. All this fucking young generation of retards doing that. The piece of shits, young people who do this. An old man wouldn't do that. He'd just tell the guy to shut the fuck up. Who's the piece of shit?
Oh, there are so many. So for starters, the general the manager who made the guy do it, I get what he's going to say, and it's going to be like, I didn't learn that myself. Somebody instructed me to do this. This is how we do it. But that's basically the same logic that got us the Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think for yourself, figure things out, and just be like, either decide at that point, like, that should be your ethical line is expired milk. Like, yes, I get that. In the freezing process, maybe, but I don't think that's how pasteurization works. I think if once the bacteria is back, you got to reboil it or something. I don't know. I'm not a cheese expert. But the second piece of shit is the guy who filmed it and put it on the internet. The American dream is very simply this. If we're eating at McDonald's, guess what we are, Pat? We're the pieces of shit in the story because we are eating at McDonald's. But they don't make us see how it's made. No, I love McDonald's. That's the beauty of it is they remove that part where we have to watch the disgusting process of how the food's made so we don't feel like pieces of shit when we eat it. We feel good, it's tasty, it's delicious. Anytime anything comes out about one of these things, fuck you, keep your mouth shut. If it kills somebody, sure, the FDA will get involved. But if you're just one of these minions like, oh, there's mold in the ice cream machine, now I got to think in the back of my mind every time I want a McFlurry, is there mold in this ice cream machine? And that's on you. That's not on McDonald's. That's not on the GM who's not cleaning the machine enough. You're right. If you want it to be cleaned more, guess what you do? You clean the machine. You know why the majority of ice cream machines at McDonald's are always broken? Because they don't clean them properly. They don't follow the step-by-step process. One guy got so frustrated with his local McDonald's saying it was broken, he went and got the certification on how to fix an ice cream machine and found out that like 75% of the problems are people aren't doing a deep clean long enough. They're trying to rush the process and it freezes the water, leading to a mold and a mouth. Like, just clean the machine yourself. Learn it. It took this guy 5 hours to get that certification. You can absolutely do the same. And guess what? You'll get a pay raise. So
probably not.
The biggest piece of shit for me. Oh yeah, you absolutely will. Like McDonald's gives you, I think it's a grand a month additional if you're a certified tech.
No. I meant if you prove that even though they said it was broken because they didn't want to deal with it, if you come in and fix it and now make them have to go buy more milkshake mix or have to go fucking do another step, they'll probably fire you. If McDonald's corporate finds out, you'll make money. if the manager of your store finds out that you just made them do a little more when they were happy to throw out this doesn't work the same way with a toilet that works because they didn't feel like cleaning it that day, then you're in trouble.
Oh, that's a good point too. I didn't think about it that way. I was
higher up. You're 100% right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But so like the machine will not make ice cream. Like it'll shut down completely. Like there's no workaround. You can't put a code in or anything. So if you can unlock it for your store, but the real piece of shit in this situation is delivery apps. They've made it so ridiculous that you can't shut an ice cream machine down. You can't let any food go to waste. There's no time to think. There's no time. Like it's so high demand these days that like my local McDonald's, if you try to go down that road at night, you can't because the delivery guys have blocked the lanes into it. Like it's so backed up. That's not the level of demand they were ready for. They're not really making enough money as delivery people to truly pay all. Like it's just a terrible setup. So if it was a individual delivery guys working for a store, great, there's accountability, but that's where the real piece of shit lies. I would say Uber Eats, Order Up, DoorDash, those are all your real pieces of shit.
Nice. Well, yeah, I think the piece of shit is it's hard because I want to say it's the manager for making them do a thing. If the manager wanted that done, the manager just do it themselves. I kind of feel that way. Even though they are the manager, and they're supposed to dictate or delegate shit. I still think when I was managing, if there was things that I thought were a touch shady, but I was asked from even higher up to do, I did it myself because I didn't want to make anyone else feel weird. Even if it was like shady, they're like, hey, get on that ladder. I know it's a little rickety. I would climb the ladder. I'm not going to ask someone else to climb the rickety ladder. You know what I mean? Like, if someone gets hurt, it's fucking on me, but at least I'm the idiot who made the decision. I now didn't feel like I can't be blamed in the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon of the problem. You know what I mean? True. So I don't want to do that. But it's also the guy with if he didn't take the video, if he just came out and said, like, he put a tweet out, I don't know why, but the video makes me feel like that this guy was doing this and he knows it's bad, but he's still doing it just to cover his ass, but he's also looking like an ass at the same time. They're both pieces of shit for being spineless fucks. That's how I feel. It's a piece of shit.
Absolutely. And I'd be curious, is the video monetized? Like, is it on an Instagram account where he can make money off of views? Is it on a TikTok? Is it YouTube?
TikTok account.
So he's making money.
He's definitely making money. The fact that there's a story about it, it got so viral. You know what I mean? So even if he's not making money, he's getting clout. He's getting something out of this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I didn't see the video, but there's a difference between like
it's just literally chunky milk being poured into a thing. It's gross.
But there's a difference between like stolen security cam footage, like they're trying to suppress this, I need to get it out, and like look what they're making me do. Yeah. I'm the star.
Holding it with one hand, you can see the camera just aimed at the milk. Yeah, it's gross, but it's also it's his phone. Can you plug real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you check out Pat and I August 8th, 9th, and 10th at Comics Roadhouse at the Mohegan Sun. I do the Davey Mack Sports program every Monday around noon with Davey Mack and Roy Harder. Make sure you check that out. I will be in Connecticut at the end of August sometime with Joseph Ferraro, who you guys may know as Autistic Joey from a lot of the sketch shows we do. Additionally, make sure you head over to the Patreon. We put a bunch of extra stuff up there. I think what we're about to do next is something Pat and I have talked about in the past called a polished turd. And basically, it's one story I tried to present like a little bit better. I see we've got, hey, Kish, welcome aboard. I see we got Jim and Lucas in the chat. Kevin, if you guys want to give us your thoughts on this, let us know what you think. If it's something worth doing, if it's not, great. We'll figure it out. We just want to try to help grow the channel, and thanks everybody for the support. Pat, welcome back. How are you feeling?
Wonderful. Thursday, I'm at Comics hosting a Bringer show. If anyone's in that area and can't make the show the following week, I'd like you to come to both, but come on now, 10 o'clock show. Friday, I'm in Derby at Twisted Vine along with Travis Steele and AJ from Chaz and AJ show. So grab tickets to those things if you're in the area. Join the Patreon, POS podcast on Patreon over there. And I'm kicking the story up now, Bobby.
Yeah, you want to play the video, see what people think.
The astronauts are currently facing an unexpected extension of their mission aboard the International Space Station due to technical challenges with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft.
NASA's got a prop in the sky. With the spacecraft, it won't fly right. Watching soon floating, wondering why. They're stranded in the starry night.
June 5th, 2024, NASA launched Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams on Boeing Starliner's first crewed mission. Apparently, Sunita dick because the only Butch on the flight with her was a man. What was supposed to be only a week-long mission has now been extended indefinitely due to multiple technical malfunctions. Key issues include multiple thruster failures and helium leaks, which were identified shortly after the spacecraft's launch. These problems have raised significant safety concerns, leading to extensive troubleshooting and testing. I personally often have thruster failures and have found the simple solution to be imagining it's Lindsay Lohan underneath you instead of the Miss Piggy stunt double you're with. The ISS's robotic arm has been deployed to inspect the spacecraft for any signs of damage. Engineers are particularly focused on the helium pressurization system and the propulsion system heaters. Boeing's challenges with the Starliner come on the heels of significant issues with their commercial airplanes. The Boeing 737 MAX was grounded worldwide after 2 fatal crashes revealed serious design flaws. Boeing has been working to rebuild trust and ensure the safety of its aircraft, a process that has been both costly and complex. And despite the internet speculation, neither Butch nor Williams were known to be whistleblowers within the Boeing organization. This isn't some elaborate way to get rid of the people causing awareness. Despite the delays, astronauts Wilmore and Williams remain in high spirits. They've utilized their extended time to assist with ISS operations and conduct additional scientific experiments. In a recent press conference, Williams expressed confidence in the Starliner's ability to bring them home safely. Quote, "I have a really good feeling in my heart that this spacecraft will bring us home. No problem. And if it doesn't, no one will be able to tell me I was wrong. I'll be dead," said Sunita Williams, acting in the sense of a typical woman. NASA's Commercial Crew Program Manager Steve Stitch emphasized the importance of thorough testing to ensure the astronauts' safe return. "We're taking time with the testing," Stitch said, indicating that a cautious approach is necessary given the series of technical challenges encountered. Boeing Starliner Program Manager Mark Knoppe acknowledged the helium system's underperformance, stating, quote, "We've learned that our helium system is not performing as designed," end quote. Groundbreaking stuff there, Mark. Despite this, NASA and Boeing remain committed to resolving the issues and completing the mission as planned. Boeing's focus on safety and reliability extends beyond the Starliner. The company has faced scrutiny over its 787 Dreamliner, which has encountered production issues and delivery delays. Boeing's commitment to addressing these problems is critical for maintaining confidence in their aerospace capabilities. In the words of Meek Mill, sometimes Dreamliners can turn into nightmare liners. The delays have prompted discussions about potential alternative return plans, including the use of SpaceX's Dragon capsule, which is currently docked at the ISS. However, NASA and Boeing are focused on resolving the Starliner's issues to avoid further delays. In my experience, the worst thing you can do when a relationship is falling apart is to introduce another dude's rocket. But hopefully it plays out better in space than it did with that heartless whore, Molly. The technical problems with the Starliner have highlighted the complexities and risks of human spaceflight. Boeing Starliner has faced numerous delays and budget overruns since its inception, and this mission marks its first crewed flight. With all the controversy and problems surrounding it, it does lead to speculation about the overall future of privatized space travel. So with that, I ask you, who is the piece of shit in this story?
Bet. Who is your
Oh,
piece
I thought
of
I was
shit?
going to give me options. Okay.
No, that's just me. I figured we'd cut back to the good old boys. It's about who's your piece of shit. Is it Butch and Williams being up there like, nah, everything's under control, it's all good, when in reality, like, everything Boeing's done on Earth is blowing up. Everything Boeing's done in space is blowing up. There's a perfectly good rocket sitting right there. Just fucking hop on that one and come home and kiss the Mother Terra and say thank you, God, for getting me home. Is it Boeing? Like, you have one shot really here at redeeming all of your public perception. Everything's going south right now. You're in space. This is a great opportunity to reshape the narrative, and you blew it. Is it Boeing for going to space? Like, privatized space travel is brand new. Space travel itself is a blip on the radar, let alone privatized space travel. And you're the ones up there. You better make sure you get it damn perfect. Like, you can't be up there fucking around. Is it NASA for working with Boeing? Like, we know the problems here. Just step in and be like, let's get these boys home using the old SpaceX. Pat, who's your piece of shit? Or is it SpaceX who's like, hey, your relationship's not great. Let me stick my dick in. Is it me for doing such a long edit for such a stupid story?
It's not you. First of all, great job on putting all that work in. That's a very cool thing you attempted to do there. It's hard for me with my amount of ADHD to pay attention to anything like that, but it did look really cool. Everyone in the comments seemed to enjoy it, so good job. I think it's something I would be fine with continuing. I'm just going to have to learn how to pay attention more. I had to turn the comments off. I had to there was a lot of things I had to do to be focused on that, but it was long, but I liked the presentation. It was pretty cool, so kudos to you. Good job putting the work in. Maybe step up the voice a little bit more, something to get us more excited, because it was kind of monotone at times. The jokes did help, though, or there was good things. You did take a shot at women for no reason once or twice, but yeah, it's typical Bobby. Good stuff.
When the woman said, I think we're going to be home safe, no problem. And if not, you can't tell me I'm wrong. I'll be dead. You don't think that's 100% women logic?
No, I think, because I know men that are also weirdly passive aggressive. I think that's just a certain thing. By the way, what's up, Dead Fool and Clown Face and all you guys are popping in during that thing. I don't want to say it's SpaceX, but it is. Because like I was saying before about the other stories we were talking about in work in general, SpaceX is being white people shit. They are getting involved with the simple fact to prove someone else did a bad job. They aren't just going, yo, man, I'll help you, but I ain't gonna say shit. Like, SpaceX should have done this and not said shit. Like, they should have almost written Boeing on their plane, their rocket, and flown up and like, we'll help you out, but we're not gonna make you look bad. You know what I mean? Boeing is already having a fucking hard enough time. Here's my problem. Boeing's like a lot of us. Everyone in these comments here, we're all, we all mean well. We're all good people. You can think back to times in your life, well, not something that was terrible, but something where you're like, you wish you could take it back and do it again. And somebody did not give you a second chance. You know what I mean? Why? Because you did one dumb thing. Nothing terrible, nothing bad. You didn't kill a guy, you didn't cheat, nothing like that. You just did something dumb. And now you hope for fucking renew a second chance in life. Boeing deserves that. Why not? They got some bullshit, but they also have some fucking talking, once again, white people shit. Whistleblowing, white people. Black people don't even have whistles. You know what I mean? So who gives a fuck about that shit? SpaceX coming in, though, they're the fucking ones who are like, oh, we're even whiter than you. We're the Karens who are going to fucking blow on the whistleblower. Like, fuck, look what we're doing. So you just write black people on the fucking SpaceX, Space Malcolm X. You fly up there. You make it big and black, so it's a bigger dick. You fucking help out, you get the fuck out. It's a piece of shit is SpaceX for getting involved and being assholes.
So I don't disagree. I will point out, you were like, we need to give Boeing a second chance. It's like when a relationship, you did one wrong thing. It's not like you killed anybody. What if you've been alleged you've killed 7 people?
Alleged,
do we need to give it a little bit of time? Do we just need to give it a little bit of time? I'm just saying.
Okay, but here's the thing.
By that logic, you're every white woman in a horror movie.
Allegedly killed one person, then I would be like, you know what? I can't fuck with you. Because you're one person that knows so many people. Boeing employs so many people that 7 deaths is nothing. Nothing.
How many
That's
of
like
those
saying
people
Disney killed 8 people. Who gives a fuck? That's a Tuesday.
Fair point. Fair point. I for me, I gotta go. It's two different people. One, I get what you're saying about SpaceX. Like, keep it quiet, get them home, and then if people ask, let other people tell the story. Work out some deal with Boeing behind the scenes. But if you're Boeing, as I'm learning from the comments from Deadpool, it took 2 years longer than it was supposed to get this thing up there. maybe just cancel the project and start from scratch.
Sometimes some men take longer than others, dead fool. Okay? Sometimes it's harder to get something up, but once we get it up there, it's wonderful.
But the other two people who I think are big time at fault are Williams and Butch. Like,
Can I, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. Can I ask one question?
yeah,
Because you did it several times in the video and now. Why are they Williams and Butch? One is their last name is Williams, and the other one, their first name is Butch. Why isn't it two first names? Do you like Butch, but you don't want to call her Susan?
her name's Sunita.
Sunita. Sunita and Butch.
Because apparently Sunita Dick is the only Butch on the airplane's a dude.
Jesus
That was a great
Christ,
joke. I thought you would
Sunita Dick.
enjoy that.
Sunita Dick.
But yeah, and then the picture's her playing softball. It was a great joke. No, but like, what do you think the conversation behind the scenes is? Like, did anybody in engineering ask you questions about the airplanes? Is that why we're stuck up here? I think it'd be the most convenient way. So for them, I'd be like, hey, there's a rocket here. We're gonna ride it home. No hard feelings, Boeing. But that said, I guess if you get home and you're not doing what Boeing wants, there's a good chance you have a very bad accident. So lots of pieces of shit.
Lots. Yeah. I guess they're all. I mean, when I picked SpaceX, I wasn't saying the other ones were like good people. I think I think going to space is a piece of shit move. We're still not done down here. Let's figure out that. We haven't even come close to figuring out. Like, I've talked about this. Go in the water. Let's figure out the water. There's a lot of shit going on in the water. You brought up Atlantis earlier. There's monsters. There's a lot of shit. There's boats we don't know about. There's fucking so much shit down there.
You know what people say? Like, we know more about space than we do about the ocean, and I say, isn't that ironic? Because it's Atlantis Morissette.
Atlantis Morissette. Nice. That was real nice. That was a good video. Did everyone like the video? Tell Bobby good job in the video and your thing.
We're good.
Sparky Draconis is in the house. What's going on with this guy? All right. How about Border Patrol has not forgotten that Kamala Harris jumped on fake story about agents whipping migrants. It sickens me.
It was our own personal 9/11. We will never forget Kamala Harris.
It's so funny how many people now that she's going to be running for president have come out and gone, I don't remember. There was that other guy the other day who was like, remember when she said this shit? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And now it's the migrant patrol going, remember when she said this shit? Like, it is kind of crazy. They're calling all these guys that will ever run for president have said some wild shit and then change their mind. And no one really calls them out. But one not white woman comes up knocking on the door like, remember when you said this shit? Like, everyone's throwing the same kind of like black lady energy, which is crazy. When border agents on horseback were falsely accused of whipping Haitian migrants in Texas in September 2021, Vice President Kamala Harris jumped on the bandwagon and slammed Border Patrol personnel, claiming the photos of the incident reminded her of America's history of slavery. Human beings should not be treated this way. Only horses, said the lady from England. No kidding. Harris told The View just days after the controversy became national news. It also invoked images of some of the worst moments of our history, where the kind of behavior has been used against the indigenous people of our country. It has been used against African Americans during times of slavery. The claims that border agents whipped the migrants who were black were later debunked by both the photographer who took the pictures that kicked off the controversy and later an official Customs and Border Protection investigation. And then there's a cool picture of a black guy getting whipped on a horse. However, Harris, who was tasked with stopping the historically high flow of migrants across the U.S. border, never backtracked or apologized for her previous statements. That's the issue they have, that she never comes back and goes, my bad. She just moves on to the next shit. And Border Patrol agents haven't forgotten the comments by the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. Harris' statements vilified the agency. A border agent who works in the border region where the incident happened told the Post. The agent, who was not authorized to speak publicly, said Harris isn't willing to apologize because it didn't fit the narrative. It sickens me that they could care less about us. The false accusations made at least one of the agents' lives hell, a second border agent told the Post. I'm positive if Kamala is president, the crisis will explode again. When the images of horseback border agents were overwhelmed by the arrival of roughly 14,000 Haitian migrants in Del Rio, Texas, began going viral in the media, several top officials in the Biden administration and Democratic lawmakers began jumping on a narrative asserting that the agents were whipping the legal border crossers. Months later, in July 2022, the claim officially fell apart after an investigation found no whipping occurred. The probe did say that the horseback agents engaged in unprofessional or dangerous behavior, including one instance in which an agent used denigrating and offensive language. Okay. I thought they were trying to say the N-word, but they weren't. Whips are not part of the Border Patrol training or equipment, the then CBP acting commissioner Chris Magnus said at the time. There's no whipping class? That stinks. Harris' history on Border Patrol and immigration has resurfaced as she prepares to face former President Donald Trump in November. Oh, I can't wait. She uses whips. She loves whips. She whips people all the time. She uses them in bed. She uses them in the border. Big whips, small whips. Republican attacks have...
She calls me the cracker, but who's really the cracker?
Are you going to whip them into shape like you did the Haitians? Republican attacks have focused on Harris' role in the Biden administration as the border czar, tasked with tackling the root cause of migration in Central America during record illegal crossings in the southern border. In addition to her comments about Border Patrol, Harris' 2018 statements likening ICE agents to the KKK has also come back to haunt her. Those comments came back when then Senator Harris was questioning Trump's nominee to lead the agency, Ronald Vitiello. She claimed that there was a perception there were similarities between the agency and the Klan. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it Kamala Harris? For me, it seems like every time there's a problem, she makes a super stance one-sided. Now, most politicians do not do this. Is Kamala Harris, because she does that, and it seems to come back and bite her sometimes. She never leaves that little bit of out. She doesn't do an open-ended statement where it's like, if this is true, and if this is what happened, then therefore this is one of the worst things ever. But until we find out for sure, we're not going to jump on that. Is the statement you should be making? She's just like, this is slavery, this is fucking bullshit, whatever. You're like the Klan, and there's never like, hopefully that's not who they are, or that there's never any of that. Is it her for doing that? Is it the people that are speaking up? Not only this group here, the guy who said his life is hell. You work fucking Border Patrol. That's a shit job. It's never a good time. You're stopping people from coming over here. Yeah, there's other shit you do, but for the most part, you're just the guard of the country. You know what I mean? You're just dealing with the shit or the drugs or whatever's coming in, out, whatever. Of course your life stinks. It's not a good time. She didn't make it hell. No one's like, oh man, you think this is bad. Wait till we get mad at you about Kamala Harris. Really? You're whipping people. We don't whip. We just call them names and kick them stuff. Okay, whatever. Is it immigrants? Get out of here. Who's the piece of shit?
So I would love to agree with you and say that this is an instance where the woman is being called out or for doing the same thing a bunch of men do. But it's not. Like Kamala Harris is such a piece of shit that she makes normal people who would normally give her the benefit of the doubt that that's what's going on here go, no. She's an actual piece of shit. She has gotten none of the vote from her party and is now the candidate for the Democrats. Like, she is a piece of shit. If you look at what she did in her city in Baltimore, she enslaved more people than I guarantee either of our ancestors did, and probably most of the people with the exception of Blaze in the chat. Like, she uses the prison system, the military or the prison industrial complex to get low wages. She extends people far past their prison sentence for minimum drug crimes and uses that money to fund everything within her district. That's her claim to fame. She jumps on every story and takes what she thinks will be the popular stance. But like you said, not in a way where it's like, if this occurred, then it's assuming everything to be fact. We heard it with the Jussie Smollett story. We heard it with the fucking, what's it called? This story, she made the guy's life hell, and I get it. Like, being a border patrol, it's not an easy job. But also, if you truly believed in that dream, like, let's say you were a Mexican immigrant, Pat, who worked super
I'm a
hard.
Mexican immigrant, Pat.
That stupid name.
El Pato.
El Pato. No. But you worked your whole life to come across, and now you come and you feel a sense of duty to keep these borders safe because you know how hard it is. And to go, oh, now that dream, people assume I'm whipping Haitians when like the closest thing to whipping a Haitian is what Kamala Harris did in her own district. Yeah, I get speaking up now might be a problem, but nobody thought she was going to be the candidate. They thought it was going to be Biden. You know what I mean? Like, so why not speak up about her if you do have a problem? I'm sure these people weren't shutting up the whole time. Like the guy in the border agency clearly hasn't let it go that she didn't apologize. You think he just wasn't asking for one, or do you think now that it's election season and she's the candidate, the media is going to him? You know what I mean? They're highlighting these stories because it makes their case. The border's terrible. She was the one in charge of it. If you want to use the term czar or not, I know it was in press questions and things like that, but that was her one like political thing you could see on a national scale. Being in charge of your own district within your state is a very different game than doing something within the federal government. So her one thing that she was in charge of blew up in her face. It'd be like if you were the guy whose job was to find bombs and defuse them, Pat, and then the first one you did blew up in your face, people would be like, maybe let's not call Oatson to defund or defuse this bomb. So my piece of shit's Kamala Harris. If you were a normal human being, you could, like a normal politician, middle of the road person, you could waltz in to the White House right now. But the two candidates are the only one who makes the other one look somewhat decent in certain people's eyes. Like through whatever lens you're looking through. It's just nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But my piece of shit isn't Kamala. She is garbage, but they're all garbage. They're all phony. They're all fake. They don't give a fuck about any of these things anyway. They don't. They like to talk about shit, but not to go down there and deal with the shit. To me, the piece of shit is anybody who works for the Border Patrol who says, well, we don't even have whip training. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's the only reason that it's not true. That should not be what you said. Your statement should be, we care about the people that are coming in here. We want to make sure that citizens and maybe someday to be citizens are all treated openly and wonderfully. We aren't doing that. To say, that can't be us because we don't whip them. That's like going like, hey, did you kick that guy in the face? It's like, nah, I don't even have legs. It's like, what's his bruises? Oh, I punched the shit out of him. Like, it's like, okay. But like, why the fuck? That's a crazy, if that's your out, I don't know how you win arguments ever, bro. I don't know how you get out of anything. It's like, we don't even know how to whip. Neither do I. But if you give me one in 5 minutes, I'll hit somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to go to whip class to fuck somebody up. You'll learn how to whip.
In a bedroom.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get sexual with the Haitians. They're bringing it up disease. You can't bring them in there.
Like, good point. They do like their, what is that called where they like jump in?
AIDS?
Daggering.
Oh, okay.
No, very, very good point. I also like how the Border Patrol cut and run on him right away and was like, he was not authorized to speak to the media.
Yeah. You can't give his name because fuck this guy. He can't talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the media is always the garbage. That's why we decide and we present the stories through our cultural lens. You heard about
You want to do one more or no?
I got a great one, I think.
Oh, then do it, yeah.
This is the one I wanted to share. Sorry, let me pull up my story here. Erratic New York State police recruit tries to grab training officer's gun at Casanova Academy, troopers say. Oh boy.
Not Casanova? I'm not trying to be a dick, but
it's Cazenovia.
All right.
Casanova. But I don't subscribe to this website, so I can't get the full story. So I think we're just going to have to speculate and make it up.
Yeah. Urkel did it.
I like to think what was happening here, because if you can see the picture, it was a police graduation. So they're at the graduation. Somebody's not happy about how they were treated at the police academy. Perhaps he had a friend who could make noises and like project his voice fun, and they take over the academy for a day, and he didn't like the instructor. So he grabbed for the gun.
Lips guy.
Oh, it's an AK-47. Get down.
Woo! I'm a car.
But
yo, why you beat the shit out of me? I didn't do nothing.
I'm in the first round of America's Got Talent, but I kind of blew my load in the first round, so I got nothing for the second round.
I can't breathe, Mr. Chauvin.
This is the sound of my career dime. Bom, 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 bom. So I think the cadet grabbed for the teacher's gun. They put him down, not like Old Yeller, but like arrested him. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the cadet? He grabbed for the gun. That's not good. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, it is the police academy, and the guy whose gun he grabbed for should have trained him. You don't grab an officer's gun. Who's the piece of shit for you, Pat?
It's, again, anyone who blames training. Let's stop blaming training. I've never been trained, but I would never grab somebody's gun. Like, I just wouldn't do it because I don't know what I'm doing. So you don't blame the training. Blame the idiot who fucking makes it so you have to blame training. Yeah, don't grab the gun.
I would normally agree with you and say don't grab the gun. You
never do.
But this is a comedy podcast. So for me, I'm going to say we don't know what was going through the cadet's mind. Maybe,
almost a bullet.
Probably several. I didn't get to read the whole story. It doesn't usually end well when you grab the guy's gun. But could he have possibly been listening to his phone pre-ceremony and it was Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory, and somehow it glitched and was repeated over and over, and he was like, you know what, I am going down in a blaze of glory. And if that's the case, then I would say John Bon Jovi is the piece of shit in the story for me.
I mean, the piece of shit might also be Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim?
But in the background, it says Pilgrim.
It's supposed to say, sometimes you go, I need an anime style, and they go, what type of anime? And you go, Scott Pilgrim. And they go, okay, we'll add that subtly into every picture we've produced for you and misspell it very badly.
It just says Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Oh, it's me, Scott Pilgrim. I am the ultimate Pilgrim. Meet Indians in the Pilgrim schedule Thanksgiving. It's me, Scott Pilgrim. I know Myra Standish.
AI is racist because it's like anime and Scott Pilgrim. How would they say it?
Scott Pilgrim.
Maybe AI's. If you go back to that video I played, every picture you'll find it. It's like, where's Waldo?
I saw a couple, but I didn't see it. Like this one is just it's dead center, so it's like more bold.
There was somebody to be like,
every cop is going one way, but they're all looking the wrong way. Like that's kind of like one guy is looking dead on at the guy with the glasses, the white guy. He's looking dead on at us, like whoa. What's going on? Nuts, right?
We about to kill a white guy? That's not what I signed up for.
Not that. All right. You got anything else to plug?
No, I think we plugged away. The big things come see us. And come see Pat and Travis and AJ. That'll be a very fun show.
That'd be fun if you did, and I'd like you to come to that. But I really want you guys to come see the album recording. I'm really proud of the work I'm putting in. It's getting very close. I want your voices and laughs there. I want you to come see hi to Abby and meet myself and hang out with us. So please come to Comics Roadhouse, which is inside Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut, August 8th, 9th, and 10th. Pick a day. Come see a show. Have some fun.
I think that's pretty much what we got today. Thank you so much. It'll be a lot of fun at the casino. We'll figure out something. If you are coming, let us know so that way we can figure something out. But if not, we will definitely record live there. Lots of content coming from that weekend in addition to the big content, which is Pat's album. If you can't join them, beat them. And most importantly, don't be a piece of shit.